Welcome back, Hi. This is our second episode of SpaceChem. We got through one planet in the first episode, and I realized I was thumping the table an awful lot. I'm still getting used to how this microphone system works, so we're going to try our level best not to create accidental extra noise, but please forgive me if I do. I'm still trying to figure out how this works. I'm noticing, actually, that it's a map of Australia down here. Unlock the Mysteries of the Mustache series? Solve these assignments to receive Mustachium alloy in TF2 and Fantastic SpaceChem items. Okay, I have no idea. That might be from another game. Later. Other things later. So we're going to start the game, I think. There we go. We're doing double ons on Cernimere 4. Okay, so we're getting oxygen atoms in from here, and we want to output oxygen molecules over there. So let's see. Ooh. How are we going to do this? So the way I think I'm going to do it is I'm going to have both Waldos coming at this. We'll see how well this works. So I'm going to have the red grab here. Pardon me. And then move out of the way. So then this, I'm going to start back a bit. And we're going to use the same principle of it has to be two paths that are more or less the same length. So the blue one is going to come in around here. Bring in, whoopsie, alpha here and grab it here. Then the red one is going to drop there, head for home. The blue one, the blue one can just drop here. There's nothing stopping it. Yeah, let's have it do that. Drop there. And then it can head back or home. So what this is going to do currently is it's going to just deposit the two atoms there. But the blue loop is slightly longer than the red one. So let's see. When those are dropped, we want it to bond twice. And then we want it to flush psi. And just to make sure, let's make sure that these don't get ahead of each other. That might do it. Ooh! Okay, so I didn't give it enough time. That's what we've learned there. So maybe... Oh! Well, here's a thing I can do. Yeah, that should work. Let's try that. Oxygen, get out of the way. Oxygen, grab it. Deposit it. Bond, bond. Boop. I like this. Make it go faster. Woo! Okay. So it was faster and used fewer symbols. Nice. So I don't know if that means I'm better at chemistry or better at programming. Best left unanswered. So there's story. A hand in the rear of the room flew up. There have been a lot of concerns about safety lately. Do you know anything about the... There was an unfortunate accident, she said. Someone coughed and she narrowed her eyes. We have a stellar safety compliance record. We have the best people and resources. Unfortunately, sometimes incidents occur, but these are rare events. There were only a few other companies the size of SpaceChem, including their corporate rivals, Société Française de Chimie et de Exploitation Minière, and Organexus, a smaller firm specializing in organic compounds and renowned for their general incompetence. SpaceChem was enjoying a golden age of incredible growth and success, despite the news reports. Angela pulled a stack of papers from a folder. Anything else before we move on? What really happened during that accident? Another person asked, again from the back. She shuffled the papers in her hands and tapped them against the table in front of her. How does half a station's crew get flushed out of the airlock? Even if it was a malfunction, why were they all in there in the first place? The papers slid from her fingers as she stared through me with dull, lifeless eyes. I cleared my throat, and she glanced away. Her lips strained into a smile. I need a moment. Just going to... I'll be right back. She disappeared behind the door. She did not return. Training! Yeah, we've had this training. We can go straight to the thing. So, now we need a triple bond. You know what? I suspect this is going to go very much like the previous one. So let's try doing that. Let's see how fast I can do this, because we don't got to see this again. So the red is going to grab. It's going to move along here. It's going to let the other one go. Then it's going to turn back. It's going to drop in this cell. So we want it to input, and maybe we want it to happen a little sooner, because why wait? This one is only going to go when the other one lets us see that it's out of the way. It is also going to grab from here. Actually, let's do this. I'm doing this differently, slightly differently from the last time. I wonder how it's going to compare. So we wanted to grab from here. We wanted to drop from here. Then it needs to go back for a loop. Okay. So then, once... The blue one is going to be later to the party, so we wanted to bond once, twice, 3 times, and then flush, sigh, and then return. Oh, but we want the blue to in as well. We want it to in alpha. Ooh, wait. No, we want it to in here. Nice. Yeah. I think it was slightly worse. I think I had like 18 symbols last time. But it's okay. Continue. Multiple outputs. Uh-oh. What now? Oh, okay, so we want to basically deconstruct some carbon monoxide. Okay, so... I got an idea. Let's have it grab the oxygen from here, bring some in, grab it from this cell, which is going to be the oxygen, then start heading for these. We don't want you. We don't want you to. Oh, nerds. That's the wrong way around. Okay. Grab the carbon. Can I rotate it the other way? Presumably I can. Wait, is that right? We want it to turn... No, we want it to turn the other way. That's the way that was. Yeah, okay. Deposit it here. Drop. Head back. Then we want it to give it a little extra time. We want it to remove a bond. Remove a bond. Close the loop. Flush this. And can we just have it everything doing it? Flush that. Why do I need the blue Voldo at all? Is that right? Grab carbon, turn it that way. Drop, bing, bong. Yeah, that's it. Lovely. Only 12 symbols, which is near the minimum. There are much shorter ways of doing that, but I still like my answer. I did okay. An introduction to pipelines. Ooh, this is a new symbol. The next assignment is a production assignment. You must produce and deliver molecules to cargo freighters. In production assignments, you may use multiple reactors. Pipes carry molecules between inputs, reactors, and cargo freighters. Drag the last segment of a pipe to connect to buildings. Raw materials must be routed to reactors from storage tanks or harvesting facilities. Reactors have input pipes on the left and output pipes on the right. Double-click reactors to edit them. Cargo freighters only accept a single kind of molecule. Supply all the freighters to complete the assignment. All right. What do? So, whoa, benzene and acetonitrile. Oh, okay, and acetonitrile and benzene. Well, thank goodness. So then, don't I just want... Do I need a reactor? I don't need a reactor. That, yeah? Yeah. Okay, that was fairly simple. There's something in the fish cake. Oh, that's not a good sign. Story. Angela returned the next day, chipper and without a trace of distress. If anyone wanted to ask about the strange accidents, she only smiled and ignored the question. Training continued, and we moved on to more technical topics and field work. I always saw Angela sitting at the same table in the canteen. She would wave to me, and I would nod before finding another seat among the other trainees. As the days went by, I grew tired of the SpaceChem food and the novelty of the environment. I loaded a fried fish sandwich onto my tray, but did not feel hungry. Angela watched me from her metal table in the center of the cafeteria. "Hey," I said. "Want to take a seat?" she asked. "Sure." I slid out a chair and sat down. Angela unwrapped one of the 4 fish cake sandwiches on her tray, gripping the paper wrapper with both hands. "How do you like it?" "Training's okay. I really want to get to work, though. I meant these." She waved the fish cake in front of her face. "SpaceChem's specialty product. It's packed with protein." The fried coating crunched and flaked onto the table as she bit in. I watched in awe as she devoured the food product, my appetite firmly suppressed. We sat in silence as she opened her second wrapper, the paper crinkling. "So, Angela," I paused, "how long have you been on Cernamere 2? She wiped her mouth on her sleeve. 8 months. I was halfway through a rotation when I left to come here." "You prefer being settled in one place?" "No, I had to take this job. There were some difficulties during my last assignment." "Well, you're a great trainer." She only gave me a pained smile. "Where was your last assignment?" "I don't like to talk about it." The conversation died, and she turned her attention to her food, staring off past me while chewing. I didn't touch my fish cakes, instead choosing to toss them into the trash after I left the table. Add output notes to reactors to remind yourself what intermediate molecules you need to produce. Create output notes by right-clicking on reactors and selecting the Add Note action. Output notes show up inside reactors just like in research assignments. Right-click on a note to edit it from within the reactor. Output notes are also displayed on the pipeline if the Show in Pipeline toggle is checked. Right-clicking a note on the pipeline will also edit it. The reactor quota shows the maximum number of reactors you may use. The production assignment will not run if the quota is exceeded. Okay. Cargo freighter wants 40 hydrochloric acid. Any orientation will be accepted. Okay. So let's put a standard reactor. What? Oh. They can't go on this mesa thing. And then let's have it output. I don't care. Ooh. There. Uh-oh. How do I do? Oh, no! Oh, there we go. Why didn't it work? Okay, so this is going to receive hydrogen. This is going to receive chlorine in these positions, and we need this to be hydrochloric acid. So let's put the bonders there. Get rid of these two so they're out of the way. And basically, just make this as quick as possible. Grab. This is going to be here, so we'll miss it if we go here. Drop here. Then the blue is going to bring in from beta. Grab from here. Drop here. And we'll make them both sync. I mean, it's not necessary. It'll add to the number of symbols I have, but I don't mind. I think it's actually going to be needed. So then this is going to wait to do it again. This is going to have room to go, so it's going to drop. We want it to make a single bond. Oopsie, I'm in the wrong thing. Be red. We want it to make a single bond, and then we want it to flush omega. Oh, why? Why did you wait so long? Oh, because now it has to reach it in the pipeline. Oh, wait, an invalid molecule was passed to the cargo freighter. Well, we need to fix this. Oh, did it not cycle? Oh, no. Oh, that's the problem. The problem is chlorine takes a lot more time to get there. So now the time in the pipeline matters. Oh no. How do I get around that? Let's put that there. Let's delete this and see if that fixes anything. So both things actually have to drop something before anything else happens. Let's see if this works. So waiting for input, waiting for input. Hydrogen gets there first. It gets dropped. It's going to wait. That gets dropped. Sync. Boom. Gone. Okay. So maybe make that go a little bit faster. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Few symbols, basically a mean number of elapsed cycles, amount of time that this whole process takes. I'm glad I put it on fast forward. I'm sure you are too. Continue. So the last thing is sleepless on Cernamere 4. Okay. So now we've got 3 sources. We need to make formaldehyde. Huh. So how am I going to do this? So probably I'm going to make the carbon-oxygen section in the middle first, and then try to figure out a way to slap 2 hydrogens on it. Okay. So kind of the same thing. Red is going to pull in. It's going to grab from here. It's going to drop its oxygen here. There are going to be differences in time for how long it takes everything to get there. So we want it to sync right away, because that's going to be the slower one, I think. Then on the blue side, it's going to grab from here. After it pulls an atom in. It's going to loop. It's going to drop here. Actually, let's move these over a bit so this has a little bit more time, because I need to make 2 bonds for the formaldehyde. The carbon, it's a carbonyl group. Add 2 bonds. Ooh, wait. But no, it has to wait until everything arrives before it does this. And then flush this. So, okay. Let's assume that worked. If not, we'll find out later. This will output to here. Then, oh, wait a minute. It's the top one, yeah. Because it matters. So this goes in there. Hydrogen, ooh, goes in there. So now, this is going to be... Oh, I can... Let's do the whole thing. Oh, awesome. Okay, so this is going to be... Oh, shoot, you know what? I don't know. So I expect this to do oxygen over carbon double bonded. carbon monoxide it says it is. Okay. Fine. This should work. So in here, that's where it's going to go. And I need it to output over here. So... hang on. We're going to try to do something a little clever here. We're going to have the blue one come in grab it by the oxygen, pull in, and I don't see a reason to do anything else. Then, so it's like this. It's going to pull it up. No, it should grab by the carbon because it's going to crash into the wall if I try rotating it like I'm planning. So it's going to grab by the carbon. We're going to have it rotate the other way. Why is that hard? Maybe I don't need that. We also wanted to pull in an alpha. It's going to wait until it does that. We want it to bond it on the way through. I'm having a lot of trouble visualizing what this is actually going to do. So, exit reactor. Does this do what I want it to do? Yes, it does. Pause, exit reactor. What are you doing down there? Oh, of course you're down there. What am I talking about? Pooh. Fine. So I'm gonna have to redesign. So, oh, stop. So I can redesign. Okay. Pull something in, grab, turn this way. Ooh. There's my loop. So after it passes this thing, it'll be oxygen to the... Actually, that's right. Oxygen to the left and carbon to the right. Pull in carbon. But it's holding it by the oxygen. Okay. It's going to pull in a hydrogen. It's going to bond it. It's going to carry it over here, and then it needs to drop it. Here? How does that look? Maybe I've already used up all the stuff that I have. Oh, no, it's happening. Okay. Hey, that worked. Drop it there. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so we're going to pause it there. we want to orient it so that it's easy to access the other side of the carbon, and right now that's terrible. So we want it to rotate counterclockwise 90 degrees at least. And then we want it to drop there. And then probably we want it to wait before it can go again. Okay. So if I'm right, we want a hydrogen bonded there to finish off this molecule. So we are going to go here, be red. We are going to wait until you're here. On the blue side, you're just going to wait for a second set of instructions. You're going to sync here. Actually, you know what? That can be there. It can go straight away. So that'll be the cue for this thing to go. Bring in hydrogen, grab it from this spot, then loop up and around. Come down to here, go there, then drop it in that spot, let this one go, and then this thing can finish its program where it's going to, whoopsie, nope, in blue, we're going to have it create another bond and then flush psi? Okay, now let's take a look. Okay, pause. That's wrong. Because basically we want it to be 180 degrees away from there. So stop. Maybe this needed to be the other direction. Well, okay. So I don't know what happened there. I mean, this looks like it's happening. It's happening. So how did something collide? I don't get it. Oh, was there a buildup and this couldn't? Okay, so we need to build a failsafe into this to make sure something gets flushed. Okay, let's do that. So we need to give it a little extra. So we want a sink there, and on the red side we want a sink there. And let's see. That fixes it. Yes. Okay. So actually faster than average, but more than the average number of symbols used. Okay. And this, ooh. I woke to the rustle of an envelope sliding under the door. I pulled on a pair of socks before setting foot on the cold floor. Someone gasped outside as the envelope retracted. I pressed the access panel and the door glided open. Angela sprang up, clutching the yellow envelope in her hand, eyes wide. Her blue sleep suit dragged on the floor as she stood barefoot, her hair wrapped in a scarf. Good morning. She slipped the packet into a black folder. What are you doing? Just taking a midnight stroll. Can't sleep sometimes. I'm sorry I woke you. You should go back to bed. As she spun around, I grabbed her shoulder. Wait, what's in the envelope? It's nothing really. You'll see this later. She fixed her eyes on the ground and tugged the folder closer. Stepping out of the room, I joined her in the hall. Why bring it now? It's your assignment. She plucked the paper from the folder and thrust it in my hands. You'll be working with one of my old managers, Joel. He's great. On the sheet was the name of a planet, Danoth, a staff hierarchy, and an employee ID number. None of this information meant anything to me. It's not that bad. She gazed at me expectantly, but I only folded the paper and slid it into my pocket. Thanks. With a gush of breath, her smile returned. I've got some other deliveries to make. Good luck, buddy. She winked and continued down the hallway in a flurry of blue fabric, her bare feet padding against the metal floor. And we continue, and we go to Danoth. And because it's a new planet, and we just passed the 30-minute mark not long ago, this is an excellent time to stop. So, I'll find out later how often I was thumping the desk. I apologize, I'm still learning how to do this with a standing mic. I've been doing it with a headset mic, which the quality is not great, but yeah, we'll see. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. I appreciate all of you. Leave a comment to let me know what you think of what I'm doing. And push the buttons so that other people will see my work. And we'll cycle around through all these games, and I'll see you again on Danoth. Goodbye.